Oh, God, what a great time for a sneeze, right? There's a weird night. A lady named Lori came and gave me $5 and a drink that was supposed to go to somebody else because he wasn't working tonight. Well, it turns out he was working tonight. So I gave him his drink, and it's a cold energy drink. I am not a fan of cold drinks or energy drinks, okay? um, so, not in the wintertime anyway. I got him his drink, and before I did, though, while Lori was here, she's the one that gave me the $5 and his drink. She figured since he wasn't here, it ought to go to somebody, so she gave it to me. Well, when I saw that he was here, I gave it to him. But a feller, he tripped over the curb here, and so Lori sent me inside to get somebody to call 911 because my phone is fucking fucked up. Turned out the guy's all right. He just smashed his face pretty good. He didn't need 911, which is also good. So he was able to tell the people here that he's fine, that he didn't need 911 called. I went inside because Lori told me to. I followed instructions. Anyway, so I ordered my dinner, and I didn't get to pay for it. Somebody else paid for it. And then I came out to get some of my parts for some of my projects. Some guy named Kevin Schwartz give me $150. So now I got $155 in my pocket. I also got to hear an earful about the Jesus. His Jesus is a little bit different than mine, but I won't deprive him of it. That's his belief. One of the things about Jesus did not show his belief in God through his service to God. He fulfilled his service to the Almighty by serving mankind and womankind as well. Not sure if you noticed. The Rambo Jesus ain't no part of that. And thank goodness he didn't tell me about the Rambo Jesus. But many people, the one part they get stuck on, it's like the rest of the Bible doesn't exist. Unless they can use it as a tool for manipulation. All other than that, it's all about the Jesus. So it's about the death and the resurrection. It was about preparing the earth and the people for Jesus' coming, and then what happened after he was resurrected. The resurrection and the crucifixion are the two important parts. He died for your sins. Hey, you can live wild and reckless and sinful. But if you're born again, it's okay to sin because Jesus will forgive you every time. Every time. I do not live without sin. Nobody does. But I don't use that as an excuse not to do the right thing. And I don't always know what the right thing to do is. I know that most of the time the right thing is not to do absolutely nothing. Fuck, it's cold and my nose is snotted up. I think I'd rather find my cigarettes than try that again. When you smoke your tobacco. Out of a tobacco pipe. And it's a re-roll from a cigarette that you already rolled earlier. It had a gag of maggot. Fuck. I know about addiction, a bit about it anyway. I quit drinking in 2001 for a reason. $150 from a complete and total stranger. Who gave me his name? He said, "You know what? This is too much of a coincidence," because he kind of realized I'm a bit of a Mr. Deeds type folk, I guess. And we both got the same last name. He got to talking about Sidney, Nebraska. I let him know how close Chapel, Nebraska was to there. I let him know about going to Bristol, Tennessee, and Bristol, Virginia. Turns out he's from Tennessee. He wanted to give me an earful about his Jesus, who's a little bit different from mine. His family, they were Amish, apparently. Anyway, I about had a heart attack when that guy fell over and Lori sent me in. And then I was gonna drink that drink that she gave me to give to Jaden, but then I saw Jaden at work. I was like, well, I haven't taken a drink off of it yet. It was supposed to be for him anyway. Lori gave me $5 so I could get something to eat. And then there's a fucking hair on it. There's a little sticker they put over the top to keep it fresh and keep all sorts of not antibiotics, but bacteria and bacteriophages, and also to prevent you from spilling it. Of course, the way I grabbed it getting it out of the vehicle, I spilled a little bit of it. And then there's a hair stuck to the fucking sticker. I'm like, man, there are so many people that would be grossed out by that, which reminds me of a joke. This fly goes to a fancy restaurant. He says, "Excuse me, waiter, there's a flea in my poop." Anyway, end of the day, it ended up not being so bad. There was a lady at the Starbucks that said some things that concerned me, so I gave her one of those alarms from Mace. You press the button and it's super loud, 130 decibels. And then you got to press the button on the other side to shut it off. One of the other ladies in there said, "No, don't press that button." It's loud. It's really loud. But, you know, I give out a lot of those. I gave out one of those sound thingies. The first one I gave one of those sound thingies to was Claire. But I probably passed out 100 whistles in Boulder, Colorado. In Naropa University, they had what's called the free room. And I knew somebody who went to the free room. Her name was Nicole Gerald. So I went with her one day, and she said, "You can pick something out of the free room if you want." And I saw myself a box full of fucking whistles on lanyards. Not like, the lanyards that go around your neck, but the ones that look like, most of y'all probably ain't even old enough to remember these, but it was an old coil they used to attach your telephone receiver to the wall. So your telephone was attached to the wall by this twirling cable. Well, there's these little plastic lanyards that are twirling cable like that, and they're stretchy, and you can wear them as a wristband, and they were all the rage in the late 80s and early 90s. Those and the slap bracelets. Anyway, I had a shit ton of these fucking whistles. I mean, there had to be 500 of them in that fucking box. And for as little of a box as it looked like it was, I thought, because there was other stuff in it. But there were so many fucking whistles. And when I saw on top that there was probably a good 20 to 25 whistles, I was like, I know exactly what to do with those. And I distributed them out to pretty much everybody I knew. You got an issue, blow the whistle. Melissa Joss can attest to the power of those whistles. One Halloween, she decided, and this is the only time I've ever seen the cops respond like this. She thought it'd be funny to blow my rape whistle on Halloween, and shit you not, like 6 police cars fucking pulled over within like 2 minutes. So, Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened? Oh yeah, it's a rape whistle. That's what happens, Melissa. Yeah, now we're detained for an entire hour on Halloween. We're missing the mall crawl because you decided to fucking play a joke and blow a rape whistle. Well, it turned out not to be so funny a joke. Melissa Joss stopped being my friend after Natalie died. She's one of many. No matter what, I miss my loved ones. With $150, that's enough to get me through until my disability money gets here. I make sure I replace the alarms. That way I always got one for me. I usually get 2 of them. I should have 3 alarms and 3 pepper sprays showing up sometime around the first week next month. Special order, special deal, special price, and I didn't have to pay. Good deal. I just got to depend on somebody else to get it delivered. I'm like, hey man, start by pay you money to rent your address so that I can get all my disability paperwork and stuff done. Nah, man, that's a lot of problems. And then I gotta fucking bring you your mail every day and blah, blah, blah. And then I was asking him, I was like, you know what? I got this fucking thing I was looking at, and I was thinking about getting it, but I don't think they'll deliver it fucking snail mail. And it's 3 alarms and 3 pepper sprays. It's like a fucking special family package or some bullshit. $19. Somebody else volunteered to pay for it. I just got to pick it up. They won't send it to a general address. Well, I didn't ask him. I was just telling him about him because I was excited about him and, was wanting to get him. But then when it's for something like that, something that's really loud or something that you can spray somebody in the eyeballs, then he's all for it. Like, priorities, right? There's another guy, I told him, hey, if you can help me with, getting an address that I can use so I can get my back taxes and all that stuff sent to me and try to get a fucking driver's license changed over, because I can't even get my plates changed over until my driver's license is changed over, and they won't accept general mail as an address. Fuck. So if they won't accept general mail as an address, then I don't get to pay the money to get new plates for Oregon for my vehicle, and then I can't pay for the tabs that need to go on it because plated and tagged Nebraska, but it's been illegal for almost 2 months, well, over a month now. The insurance is paid, just it's not plated properly or tagged. But then there's also the emissions that are required here that aren't required in Nebraska, and I am certain my car will not pass emissions. That'll be a bunch more money. You know, $800 is not a lot to live on, especially when you're spending $800 a month trying to get your vehicle running and legal and fucking goddamn. By the way, my belief in saying the Lord's name in vain is different from a lot of people's. What Tim Tebow did is paramount to saying the Lord's name in vain. Because when you do it in front of a crowd for something so vain as a football game, that is vanity. That ain't standing up for Christians or taking a knee for Christians. That's playing for a crowd. Anyway, I was blessed today. I got to meet a Schwartz. We got to talk about a couple of familiar places, both of us. Somebody fell down, but he ended up being all right. And I have enough to get coffee tonight. Somebody else bought my biscuits and gravy, $2.99. That's my meal most days because it's cheap, $2.99. I get my coffee at Starbucks because they got internet and because they have Brie and they have Dallas. There's a lot of really nice people here. I wish they had time to understand. The money is a temporary band-aid. It won't fix the problem. What fixes the problem is turning in the predators and making sure the victim is compensated for what was taken from them. But no, I gotta go to police officers who are predatory towards me in order to turn in crimes that were committed against me. How is that okay? I say it's not okay. The internet in Denny's doesn't work right now, so I've been coming here for about a month hoping to use the internet at Denny's and it never works. Why do I keep coming back if the internet doesn't work? Because the people here are nice to me. Just like Caitlin Tatum used to be nice to me in person too. Yo. Natalie Bollinger was nice to me in person. So was Alicia Bollinger. So was Maddie Boa. All of them nice to me in person. All of them. All of them knew me in person. And all of them knew I wasn't ever hurt, or I wasn't ever interested in hurting anybody. The problem is embarrassment. People think about themselves. They don't think about others. And then when something fucked up happens, they're embarrassed and they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that it happened because they didn't give a shit. It happened because when somebody who needed help, not wanted it, but needed it, came to you for help, you were too busy to even listen. And when you tell them about all of your problems as your excuse not to listen, or even try listening, or to take the time to listen. Are these things you want my help with, or need my help with? No? Well, I need your help. I need you to tell the truth. If a situation happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. I need you to speak up in court. I'm fine with you admitting what an asshole I've been, because I truly have been. I've had to be. If only an asshole would break your window. And it's 120 degrees. It's a hot day. You got a black car, windows rolled up, no AC, and a baby strapped in the back. Well, hell, I'll be the bad man. I'll break the window for you so that you can play victim. I'll be goddamned if I'm going to let something like that happen. I don't give a fuck if I go to jail or prison for it. I'm going to save a life, motherfucker. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Actually, I don't think I'm going to end this video. Because of the way the night's been going, I think I should probably keep it rolling. I think that's probably the safest conduct for me at this point. A lot of people have been recommending I go places that I've already been to get help that I've already sought at those places, and those places have already told me that's not what they do. I've had a few people treat me like I'm a liar, as if I didn't go to those places, and if those places are supposed to help out in that way, that I must be making it up. And I've had a couple of people go, well, you know what? The problem here is that you're homeless. Nobody gives a fuck about you, dude. You're homeless. And it's not just you. If you think you got it bad, like most men got it bad, well, here they don't even help out the women. I'm like, shit, they don't help out the women in Boulder, Colorado for the most part either. The few that do get the help are an exception to the rule, and they only become the exception to the rule because somebody takes pity on them, lets them move into their house and use their address. That's not me bitching. I'm glad that that happens. I'm glad that people are able to get up and out. Even if a lot of them it's paramount to prostitution. I know a lot of women who went and collected themselves a boyfriend because, well, it's not that they wanted to get laid, it's they were fucking homeless and sick of being victimized and being blown off by every goddamn service. So they get a boyfriend, and then they're able to get an address, and they're able to get some services going. There's also the services where, hey, you know what? She's with you because she needs to be able to get those services, and she has to have some help doing it. She's hoping that you'll be that second person to help her out so she's not blown off again. But all you want to do is, no, baby, I earn enough to take care of both of us. No, baby, you just sit back and relax. It's all good. The fucking 3 months down the road, it's, why the fuck are you still here, you dumb bitch? You've been fucking lazy laying on my couch for like 3 goddamn months. Why don't you fucking do something? Fuck. On the bright side, the 3-month mark is usually about the point in time where they're able to actually get some services that might actually help them out solo, because they're women. For a man, you're looking at 2.5 to 3 years, depending on your circumstances, and you have to be able to stay in the area to receive those services. If you're being victimized by the local sheriff, Scott DaCosta, and his deputies, and Robert Franklin Warnick, and Christopher Kurth, and a whole lot of other people in that town, for shit's sake. Joshua Rayborn. Assault after assault after fucking assault. Threat after threat after threat, all ignored by the Dual County Sheriff's Department. Thank you very much. They're a shining example of stupidity. A shining example of why this country is as fucked up as it is. And Tillamook, the cops here ain't any better. Assaulting a 14-year-old girl, that fucking cop didn't say a fucking word. He just got out, ran over to her, and fucking assaulted her. Nobody cares. They say, oh, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks. And that's why everything sucks. Is because instead of doing something about it, you just state the obvious. Well, that sucks. I fucking know it sucks. I'm sure she knows it fucking sucks too. What do you think? Do you think it sucks getting assaulted by a police officer? Have you ever been assaulted by a police officer? Do you know how easy it is for them to get away with it? To make it just your word versus theirs if you don't have friends or family who give a shit? I got $150 tonight. I didn't do anything to get it. There's also a lot of stuff that was taken from me that I fucking busted my ass for. And I get told a whole bunch of Jesus freak stuff all the time about, well, all sorts of different things. Well, there's a lot of people who have a belief in Jesus, but their Jesus is a different Jesus, of course, than any kind of Jesus that I could believe in. How can I believe in the Rambo Jesus when there is no Rambo Jesus in the Bible? No Rambo Jesus in the Bible. None. This Jesus of wrath and hatred, no, that's the Old Testament, dude. Didn't you guys read the book? And a lot of people like to tell me what's in the book they never read and tell me about how they don't need to read it because they have Jesus in their heart and they already know what's right and what's wrong with the Jesus and with everybody else who doesn't believe in the Jesus. And even those who do believe in the Jesus but don't believe the same as you. Turns into a bunch of fucking lunacy. But then again, I'm not allowed to say lunacy, am I? Because that could be construed by some feminist group as something that it ain't. So I gotta worry about my P's and Q's. Alright, well, I'm about to make a big old mess in my vehicle, so I guess I will end this video. And I will come back to it when I'm able to find what the fuck I'm looking for. Jesus Christ. What a pain in the ass this is getting. Alright, good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind. Not even Michelle Stewart.